So welcome everyone to Piggy Power. Usually it's Peugeots, turbos and minis and everything in between. Something a little bit different. So welcome to Pig's Fazer. Episode 1 I think. It's a bit smoky in here because we just used a smoke machine. You know, make the old fancy shots for the old YouTube views. Maybe I'll use them, maybe I'll use none of them, I don't know yet. I don't even know if I'm going to show you this yet. I've been keeping it to myself if I'm honest. It's just for me, to have a bit of fun. But I thought I'd quickly show you around, so that if I ever do document this, you know, put it out there, I've got footage to do it, otherwise it would be just a blank screen of me talking, and that'd be very boring. 2008 Yamaha FZ6-S2. They usually don't come with the lower fairing, one of the reasons which I'm about to go through why I bought this bike. It's 600 cc's, 4-cylinder in line, it has about 98 horsepower, 46 pound-feet of torque, red line of like 14,000 RPM. It handles like a sports bike, or as good as you're ever going to in my talents and abilities, but rides like a touring bike. So it's comfy, goes quickly. I got 55 miles to the gallon on the run home in it. Yeah, it's about the perfect bike for me, I've got to be honest. I don't want anything more powerful. Before I've done anything to it, so this is you seeing it as I got it. So let's go over a few things that it had already when I bought it. It had these good ridge hoses, which I hate. I hate the colour, I don't know why. Just really gold, black would have been fine, but bright blue looks awful. But they've got them on there, so thanks. A couple of crash bungs either side, maybe to protect it if it gets dropped. That's happened already, but that's cool. It's got a Givy multi-rack thing. I'm probably going to keep the top piece. I do have a Givy box to go on, but I'm probably going to get rid of the side pieces, and in a future episode sort all this out, because this is just, because of the Givy rack. Yeah, that's rubbish. What else to show you around? It's had the stickers put on badly on the wheels, probably get rid of them at some point. That's about it really. Otherwise it's a stock bike that has done 26,000 miles I think. So a little reminder to remind ourselves. Does the cool sweep to start with, which is very nice. Select, there we go, 27,499 miles, very nice. It's got some cool features, it's got a couple of trips which seem to be tripping out by themselves. It also has, you can either have air intake temperature or you can have coolant temperature. Fuel gauge, that's handy. I'm going to need a gear selector. It's been a lot of time since I rode a bike and I'm getting very confused if I'm honest. Not much experience on this bike at all, and it's been a long time since I've been on bikes. So we're probably going to put a little gear selector there. That'll be a future episode too. Nice 14,000 RPM rev range. I keep forgetting it'll do that. I keep changing it like $4.5 grand. Because diesels. It's got heated grips. That is something I'm very thankful for. Another reason I went for this bike. What other reasons did I go for this bike? It was the S2, so in my opinion it's got the nicer clocks than the S1. The earlier Fazes had the Fox Eye front end but a different back end, didn't like that. Yeah, it's generally been looked after, it's not too bad. It got a rear hugger broken, need to fix that. He gave it to us though, which is very nice, so thank you to Mike. I think it was Mike that I bought it off. Big old, you know, twin 4-piston front brakes, so you can stop, you can go left and right, you can go straight in a line, but like a car really, just on 2 less wheels. It's cheap to run, cheap to tax, cheap to insure, and it's as fast as, you know, I mean, weight to power ratio, it's a, what did I work it out at? 400 horsepower per tonne, that's what I worked it out with me on the bike. 400 tonne. So it goes well. What I'm going to tell you about this bike, well, the first thing we're going to be doing on the first episode is sorting out the lights. So these lights, as standard, have one dip and one main. However, they have an H4 bulb in there, which does both. But they're not sort of set up for these countries for some reason. So it's a simple mod, 600riders.com. We're going to do that on episode 2. We're also going to replace them with LEDs and some better Philips bulbs because they look awful and dull. And then we're also going to sort out the ugly indicators and that ugly back end that's been all completely kind of bodged together. Maybe fix the hugger too. Get some miles on it, and then maybe during the winter we'll do some body work to tidy things up a little bit. It hasn't had a rough life, but you know, it's been a few places and got a few scrapes for it. So we might sort that out. Got a few ideas for it, but ultimately, well, it's pretty good stock. So why did I buy it? Well, I just mentioned a few of the reasons, didn't I? It's got the lower fairings, which I love. I don't like them half naked. It's just a weird thing to say as well. I like that it had the Givy rack. They're not cheap. I liked that it had been looked after. I liked the colour, not my favourite, but I like the colour, don't particularly like the silver ones. I like they had heated grips. I like the mileage. And it was the cheapest S2 Fazer 600 on the market. So that was a win. So there we go. So you might see more of it on the channel, you might see none of it. I might not even put this video up. But there's my introduction to this bike. It goes well, sounds nice, it's comfy, you can get loads of parts for them, they're readily available everywhere. So loads of support for them. So I suppose you want to hear it, don't you? We've also got an alarm that I fitted already, which is cool. There you go. Cool, sounds good. The intake's right under the tank, so when you got your head down and you accelerate, you just like induction. Yeah, that's enough of that. Stinks in there already. So, there's a problem with the clocks to fix, which normally is a fuse or a burnt out line. Fuse is fine, so we need to check on the clock. Sometimes it resets itself for some random reason. So there's another one to fix. But for now, thanks for watching. This is Piggy Power. This is Pig's Fazer. Who knows where we'll go with this, literally, metaphorically and emotionally.